Once upon a time, there was a girl named Charlotte. As a child, she was very close with her mother. They would play pretend all day long, becoming princesses and queens, adventurers, and wild animals. Charlotte was never happier than when she was playing with her mother. But one evening, Charlotte's mother fell ill, and then they couldn't play anymore. Her father remarried soon after, and Charlotte felt left behind. This new woman wasn't mean, but Charlotte wasn't looking for a new mother. Her home didn't feel the same anymore. So one day, Charlotte decided to leave and find a new home. She grabbed her coat and her doll and packed a small bag. She was off to find a happier story. Charlotte had never traveled so far on her own before, and she found herself unprepared for her journey. Her stomach growled and made her uneasy. Luckily, ahead lay a bush with more berries than she could count. She ate and ate, but she couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. She looked to her left and she looked to her right, and that's when she saw two bears hiding behind a tree. But she wasn't afraid, and neither were they. She could see that they were mother and baby, and they held each other like her mother used to hold her. They looked so happy and safe. Charlotte started to think about her mother and home, and missed the security that she felt with her family. But she didn't want to bother the bears any longer. She was standing in their home, and she didn't belong there. So Charlotte walked and walked and walked some more, but all of this walking was making her tired. She thought she would have found her new home by now. And that's when she saw fire in the distance. She found herself being drawn to the glow. She got closer and closer and found herself in the middle of someone else's camp. Charlotte didn't want to intrude, but their beds were calling her. "Hello," she called out. "May I use your shelter tonight?" A voice spoke back, inviting her into a tent. There were several people inside. They were eating a small dinner. Charlotte sat with them, and they shared a few stories. She learned that they were adventurers, traveling to a new place every night. They climbed mountains, crossed deserts and oceans, and fought off the wild beasts. That sounded fun and all, but didn't they miss home? Charlotte liked being with these people, and their travels sounded like a lot of fun, but to her, home has always been in one place. She needed the stability of a house and known comforts. There was no way she could join these adventurers. Charlotte rested there that night, but went on her way as soon as the sun rose. She hadn't gone much further when she came down with quite a thirst. Luckily, she heard the trickling of a stream nearby. When she reached it, she drank and drank until she was full. As she took a short break, she saw another creature. A young gnome was drinking just upstream. "Hello, little gnome," Charlotte said. "Where are your parents?" The gnome told her that he had no parents, but still had other family. He had brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, and cousins galore. Although they all missed his parents, at least they had each other. Charlotte hadn't thought much about the rest of her family. Maybe they were sad like she was. Nobody she met on this trip helped her come any closer to finding a new home. But they did all make her miss the one she left behind. Maybe it was time to go back. So Charlotte started on her trek back home. It would be a long one, but she was excited to see the rest of her family again and experience the comfort of home. Her real home.